This is a Glass Box Media podcast.
Cassie.
I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina, and I've got something to share with you guys that I haven't read, but is an article in Stylecaster. Dating red flags each zodiac sign is most likely to ignore.
I feel like I'm going to have my feelings hurt. I just feel it in my heart.
Okay. Yes.
Already ready to debate.
Me
first. Okay. Yes, you
Aries,
first. Aries
Aries
first. Aries, hot and cold. Admit it, Aries. You love the chase. You may act like you're too cool to participate in the primal mating dance of dating, but you know you're turned on by the idea of winning someone over.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
That's absolutely true. Yeah.
100%. Yep.
So therein lies the rub, because it's also why you have a tendency to keep chasing someone who's giving you mixed signals.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah. That I will tell you, they made that movie. It was based off the book. They're just not that into you. That was made for people like me who were like,
they will be.
but like, no, it's not even that. It's like, I'm just getting mixed messages. He says he doesn't like me, but then he acts like he's so nice. And I'm like, what is wrong with me?
No, I mean, I feel like you do that in friendships too. Like where you're not like, not with me, but
Oh my
just
God.
like
Is there something you guys have to tell me?
you like to win people over. Like you like to win over friends too.
I do.
Where you're just like,
I do. I love people. I want as many people around me as possible.
Yeah.
Just want to surround myself with all of them.
Yeah. I do think that you can make somebody like, you're like, give it time. I'll win you over.
Oh,
yeah.
I've actively gone into situations where I was like, challenge accepted.
Exactly. Yeah.
100.
It's a competition.
It is 100%. It happened with me not real recently, but like a while ago at a work thing, not at my current job, but this person was like, I was working with like kind of my partner in crime at work or whatever. And he was like, we got to meet this distributor. He just, don't be upset. He loves no one. He hates everybody. He's just, this is just he's just really gruff.
You're like, I'm going to be the exception. I am going to be the exception.
And was I? Yes. And does he still give me like recommendations on things? And like, that's the thing too. It's like, oh, that person likes you. Oh, you must be great at your job. Because he likes no one. So then it's helped me big time.
Well, the reminder to you is that you deserve better than someone who turns an innocent chase into an exhausting marathon. So just remember that, like, if you're trying too hard, it doesn't matter. Yeah. So let's see. I'm up next, actually, for Capricorn. The red flag that I ignore is they never talk about the future.
Oh my God, it's you.
You Capricorns pride yourselves on being providers and protectors because being able to show your crush a good time is your highest priority. However, because you can get so caught up in laying down the groundwork for a long-term relationship filled with growth and potential,
oh God,
you may forget to check whether your crush is truly on the same page as you.
Oh my God.
I feel like you've grown out of that a little bit.
Are you fucking crazy? She was like giving Eric the like biggest, and Eric is like, I'm going nowhere. We are going to get married. But
he
it was funny.
I don't think Eric ever had a problem talking about the future with you.
No.
I mean, you guys
he never had a problem
so quickly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he didn't have that issue. I feel like you have had that issue
Before.
in the past.
Oh, yeah.
Like
absolutely.
I feel like dating and with your ex-husband, definitely.
Yes.
Like, you were like, I'll take care of it.
Yes.
I will plan our future. Don't worry. You just sit there. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. I definitely am done with people that are just along for the ride, making me do all the work for our future. But yeah that is 100%.
I still feel like you like to be in charge, though. Like I feel like you like to be the person who's doing the planning. You know what I mean?
Which is why I think Eric is a great, most perfect person for you. First of all, the engagement in and of itself, because you were literally giving him crap about like, well, guys should do this, and you got to prove that you're like really into it. The proposal was the most perfect proposal for you I've ever heard of in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then too, like he also is like somebody who's happy to give you the reins when you want, you know,
Yeah.
like, hey, yeah, you know what?
But what's great for me is that like he's also happy to take them as well, which
right.
I've never had. I've never had somebody that is happy to and expects to take some of the burden, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
What's
you
your
ready?
partner?
Ready to get roasted?
What's your advice column?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. What does it tell me to do? It says, Capricorns, before you give your crush the world, make sure they're actually ready to receive it before you're left in the end with nothing.
Exactly. Aww. That's true. And listen, I am ready to be roasted because I know
they're coming for you.
Yes, Pisces is the most delusional sign of the zodiac. So I know that they're coming. They're coming strong.
Pisces, the red flag that you ignore is that all their exes are crazy.
Oh, I actually don't ignore that red flag. I don't.
Empathy is your middle name, Pisces. You have a tendency to fall for people who are deep, complex, and somewhat mysterious or emotionally wounded because you prefer your intimacy to involve healing.
Broken baby birds. Yeah, it's true. But you know what? That's the old me. The new me is not like that anymore. The new and improved Keegan. Back in the day, that would have been true. I would have been like, their ex just really hurt them and they're damaged and they just need me to come in and help them out.
I'm different.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Pisces, if you're dating someone who's extremely wounded by their prior relationships, remember these no doubt lyrics. I kind of always knew I'd end up your ex-girlfriend. I hope I hold a special place with the rest of them.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Ow.
Spicy.
Shit.
God
really
dang.
spicy.
Wow.
Yeah. No, I think I definitely did that a lot in the past. Nowadays, I think if somebody tries to tell me, I mean, we've talked about it on this podcast before, but like if somebody is talking shit about their ex in front of you, or all of their exes are crazy and like they're open about saying that to you or insinuating that that's the case, huge red flag, fucking run away. Like I would run now, but definitely when I was younger, benefit of the doubt city over here. Yeah.
Okay. For everyone else, we've got Aquarius. The red flag they ignore is being isolated from others.
Okay.
Because they're a person of many contradictions. They love being alone and feel most confident when they're independent. On the other, you love socializing, partying, and making new friends. So Aquarius, you need to know this red flag all too well because it always lands you in a lonely place when your relationship ends. So careful about that. Sagittarius, you ignore the fact that they're a bad influence.
Oh man,
yeah,
that
that's
tracks.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, that tracks.
That really does.
That hits every Sagittarius I know.
You know, I feel like if the zodiac signs were drugs, Sagittarius would be cocaine. Like I feel I feel like Sages are like it's cocaine off the steering wheel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Capricorn's Adderall. Just need to get shit done.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so
Pisces
true.
would be like shrooms.
Oh, totally. Oh my God. I think Aries is Valium. No, that's what we need. Oh, not what we do, what we are. Okay.
No, it's like
guys,
ecstasy. You're like ecstasy.
Yeah,
that's
there
true.
You go.
You just want to dance.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Molly. She's
Yeah.
like, wow.
Honestly, you could be cocaine and Sagittarius could be Molly. You guys could switch.
Yeah.
Same
Interchangeable.
vibe.
Yeah.
Okay, Scorpios, red flag that they ignore is your partner doesn't share the same values.
Well, that tracks.
So yeah, when your heart is set on someone, it's hard for you to set it on anything else.
Oh.
Scorpio is not only romantic, but incredibly stubborn.
That's a water sign.
Yeah. Libra, they ignore love bombing.
Yeah. Because they're like, I deserve it. You know, like, they're like, this makes sense.
This makes sense. I love love.
Yeah.
And yes,
that tracks.
All makes sense. Virgo. Shit. Of course, my rising sign. The red flag they ignore. They're a fixer-upper.
Yep.
Yeah.
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 We love a project. Leo, the red flag ignored is they don't make you a priority.
I can't imagine that they're not the love bombing ones. Like to me, I'm like, I can imagine them being like, of course you love me, obviously.
Yeah, that does.
Odd one for me.
Remember, Leo, you are the sun, and the sun doesn't require anyone's approval to shine.
I feel like most Leos I know wouldn't tolerate not being
number
first place.
Not being first place.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Cancer's red flag. The partner snoops and constantly checks in.
Woof.
Ooh, yeah. You're a highly sensitive and intrinsically kind zodiac sign, Cancer. That's why you often fall into the trap of dating someone who requires a lot of reinsurance.
Yes. I can see that.
Yep. Gemini, red flag is they're bad at communication. Oof. Not Geminis being bad at it, but the red flag. Interesting.
Because they're like, I can talk it out of you. I can find out. We can get this.
Taurus, red flag is they put you on a pedestal. How's that a red flag? Well, I mean, I guess if you're...
It would be I feel like
a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. Okay, got it. And then that's the dating red flags for each zodiac. I feel roasted.
Yep.
Yeah, I do too. I definitely think I've outgrown that. That makes me feel good about myself. I've grown as a person. I don't think I would tolerate. I think I respect other women so much now, like so much more now than I did in my early 20s whenever I really had this mentality of like, women are supposed to be fighting each other all the time. That like I respect women so much now that if a man is talking shit about women he's dated, I'm like,
it's you.
Side with the woman.
Common denominator here.
And if you can't, and this goes for everybody, like not just men, myself included. Like if you can't accept responsibility for a relationship going south, like
exactly,
it takes two to tango.
Red flag.
Yeah, it takes two. Yeah.
I think that I fell victim headlong into the cool girl thing.
Yeah.
Like I definitely, it wasn't even that women were the enemy. It's just that like, I just kind of was like, I'm a cool girl. And most of my friends are guys. And I only hang out with guys. And I just have a handful of girlfriends. And I'm like, but I'm only friends with those people now. I'm only friends, and I'm still friends with almost all the girls that I hung out with. So like, you know.
Yeah, I think mine is the most toxic of traits in that for the longest time, the only people that I wanted to date or had romantic feelings for were
the ones who didn't.
No, not the ones that didn't. The ones that were already in a relationship were taken. Yeah. I was the worst of the worst. And I think but
that's just has a lot to do with you not wanting to settle down.
Correct.
And where you're at in your life.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was a lot of my early 20s. It's something I hugely regret. Like who wants to, I don't think I've talked about it either on the podcast, but yeah, I was a big into that in my 20s and it had a lot to do with me. I just didn't want to, subconsciously, I think I didn't want somebody that was available. Yeah, but it's happy to grow out of these really terrible early 20s habits.
I actually feel good about that list because I feel like all three of us are like, you know,
past that.
Yeah, for the most part.
I will say that like I know people with that trait too. I have a guy friend who I think really fell into that trait. And I think that it was like that person also wasn't themselves emotionally available, but they also were like, they liked it was like a fucking pat on the back almost, or like
that you
like
could
an
win.
Ego. Yeah, an ego boost.
Yeah.
Like this girl's going to leave her boyfriend because of me, or you know what I mean? Or like they're going to leave their relationship because of me. I'm like, that's not a bragging point.
No, I mean, no, it's not. And in fact, if it ever got to that point, like it felt like it was close. Exactly. I'm fucking out. No, not interested. It was really, it's something I left behind in Ohio, luckily, but I'm
not a big pursuer in general. Like whenever I'm single, I'm not the one doing the pursuing. Like I just don't.
You're like, I hope someone comes and knocks on the door someday.
I'm just like, man, if you're into me, speak now. Because I mean, I make friends and I'm good about like being sociable and like stuff like that. But like, I don't usually.
I have a feeling that if you ever became single, you would have plenty of people knocking on your door. So
I've talked about this.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
I know.
Unexpected.
All of a sudden, you
on
get
the
some
door.
like, guys reaching out that were friends with Tony. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah, exactly. That just want to take you out for a cup of coffee.
Just to make
just want to see how you're doing.
Yes,
checking in on you.
Yeah, I was never really somebody who was like, I never had a game plan in place. Like I just never like, I'm going to set my sights on somebody and like zero in. You know what I mean? I was a flirt, but not like that. Where I feel like if you're pursuing someone, like you were saying, Cass, like the person you know, like that requires effort. Like that requires a game plan. That requires like if you're trying to win a relationship, it requires you like putting forth.
And I think that like also though, once that like, okay, for example, this person did end up like this girl came, visited him in his town, like fucking left her boyfriend. And once that all happened, he was like,
not interested anymore.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Because he's interested in the chase.
Yeah. That's the thing to work out in therapy. I definitely worked out the reasons why I had those traits, like a mix of incredibly low self-esteem and all kinds of things, but
he was dealing with the divorce.
Yes.
Someone left him. So I think that he was, I think if there's a deep seated, I think revenge thing that was
right. And unworthiness too, probably of like, if you've been left, then you're just like,
I'm good enough. I'm good enough for this person to leave their person. So a lot of deep seated stuff there.
But. Yeah. I think the older I get too, the more that I know. And maybe this is me losing a lot of my main character energy of my 20s or whatever.
I'll never let it go.
Never. Always the main character.
No. Me too. But yeah, where I am more and more convinced that people live in their own worlds most of the time. And like, if you get hurt, it's not on purpose. Most people are very consumed with what is going on with their own lives and their own heads.
Truly.
And I don't think that a lot of people, the majority of people, don't set out to hurt others.
No, I agree. I would
true.
say that that's true.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right. I think that that's kind of an internal dialogue that's happening for sure.
Yeah. We talked about this last week as well. Yeah. Like nothing, it's usually not personal.
Well, it sure feels that way.
It can feel like it.
Yeah, it can
definitely
sure feel
does.
that way.
Yeah.
But, I have that main character energy. I still feel like I carry that, but I am very happy to turn over a storyline in my movie.
There's a subplot.
Yeah.
I'm willing to offer you a subplot.
I'm happy to have subplots in my movie.
Oh
Absolutely.
my gosh. Yeah. My movie's got a killer soundtrack.
Oof.
Yeah.
Good narration.
Yeah.
You know?
Wedding dress try-on day is already a subplot
we're
that
so
I'm
excited.
building.
Yeah.
I'm nervous / excited. I don't love clothes that much. We're trying them on. So you guys are the best like hype team to go with. So,
you know that we're gonna just you don't worry.
Somebody's gonna have to hold the phone for TCon.
What I'll tell you is that I have a feeling, okay? You know, like how you in relationships, I'm like, everybody's perfect for you. And he's going to be the one. He's great. Keegan's like I don't know. I feel like that's going to be the opposite for trying shit on. I'm like Miss Truth Teller, like,
it's true.
I like it, but I don't really love it.
And
she's like, everything. Everything looks amazing. I'm like, that's not constructive. Let's go.
Yeah. Oh man. Me, I'm like, it's fine. I'll just wear that.
And I will never
that.
That's why I'm okay. See, this is where I think you were beneficial in the relationship hunt, but I'm going to be very beneficial in the bridal dress hunt.
But here's the thing. I am going to need you to be excited about it.
Oh yeah.
I'm totally excited about it.
No, not about the process. I need you to be excited about the dress.
The dress?
Yeah. I am going to need you. And I don't care what it is, because I'm one of those people too, where I'm like, I think the reason why I'm kind of like, everything's great is because I'm always so scared of, I never want to impose my views. I want to know what you think of it. I'm like,
Yeah.
if you
I'm gonna
feel
read your energy
fucking
first.
gorgeous,
Yeah.
like, because if you feel fucking gorgeous, buy the fucking dress. Like, you know,
right.
But I need you to feel it, I need to see it, get your game
Yes.
face on.
Yeah, if I see you walk out and you're already tearing up,
It's game
even
over.
if it's the ugliest dress I've ever seen in my life, it's the most gorgeous dress I've ever fucking
Exactly.
seen. Because you love, I mean, like,
Exactly.
you're gonna read that, like, you're gonna know.
No, the energy, yeah, for sure.
And honestly, everything, like, any dress is really about how you wear it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Right.
any of the clothes that you put on, it's all about the energy that you're bringing
Yeah.
to. I mean,
I felt that way watching Sex and the City sometimes, where I'm like, that outfit is objectively hideous,
Right.
but she looks fucking incredible because like that was the whole point of that character. Like Carrie
Yeah.
Bradshaw could pull
Listen,
off fucking anything.
I love
because
it.
Confidence.
I did.
baby,
I did like the weird bird hat
for her wedding.
Yeah, I did.
I love.
I thought she looked magnificent.
She was so great.
Yeah.
Like literally, like there was very few things that I felt she did wrong.
I mean, besides agreeing to marry
Well,
Big.
right? No, I'm not talking about the character. I'm talking about the clothing. Yeah.
Dude, I mean, and objectively, like I look back on some of those outfits and I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah.
Like most people would look insane if they tried to wear it, but I'm like, it's high fashion on Carrie Bradshaw.
Look at me. I'm literally wearing like
Your outfit's great today.
I'm wearing like
That outfit is
15 colors. I mean, they're all the same family.
Yeah, I
It's
just have never been somebody that's we've talked about it on the podcast before. Like if we all had to wear a uniform, I would be so happy. Like if we
hate it so
all
much.
like had to wear just the same like
I would
turtleneck and
be-
pants, I'd be like,
I'd be that person who'd be trying to like break the rules in like little ways.
Oh,
like
me
I'm like
too.
painting my nails,
Me
wearing red lipstick,
too.
like
yeah. Me
I'm
too.
ready
Rolling up
for
my skirt
our
in Catholic
future
schoolgirl skirt.
outfits for sure. Ready.
I'd be ripping off sleeves. And, you know, like,
hold on. Look, who's designing the future uniform? Like that's really what it comes down to. Because I'm like, what? Like who gets to make the choice? 'Cause
I mean, you've seen all those movies though. They're always like bland, shapeless, gray unitards
it's like all
for the most
built
part.
by Ralph Lauren, and
no.
Yeah.
No, if it's
we
like
all look like Olympic.
Can I have it like Alexander McQueen gets to design all of our future uniforms?
Well, I
and I'm
mean-
like, okay, that's fine.
He has passed, but
Yeah, but his
team.
company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I haven't been drinking lately. I'm taking a break for an indefinite amount of time.
Good.
I've just kind of been like one day at a time until I feel like drinking again, and I haven't. So that's kind of just been where I'm at. But I have been trying to find things to I still need to have something to drink. I feel like I'm just like
You're doing a lot of mocktail things.
lots of mocktails.
Yeah.
I'm making lots of mocktails. I'm also drinking lots of like sparkling waters,
Yeah.
seltzer waters.
Yeah.
Right now we're having Spindrifts.
Yeah,
I feel
I
like
do
it's a
love a
real
Spindrift.
moment for seltzer waters. So you had like LaCroix
Yeah.
Yeah.
were like the OG king.
Oh,
Well,
for
actually,
sure.
not even because like Perrier,
Sure.
is like the
classic.
classic, classy,
Yeah. But no flavors early on, right? You're just talking basic stuff.
which
Right.
like
And so
Just
like,
bubble water.
when they came out with the lime, it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, oh,
oh my
Oh.
god, incredible. Or Pamplemousse was like that was like the
Watermelon?
LaCroix. But now you've got like we're drinking Spindrifts, which have like fruit in them. You've got like Waterloos, you've got Bubblies.
Yep.
And I feel like they all say something very different. Like if you're a Perrier girl, if that's what you keep in your fridge,
Yeah.
you are much more put together
Yes.
than
Oh,
I
yeah.
am. You are successful.
You play
You smell
tennis.
like luxury.
yes,
You have like a fresh linen scent.
Yes.
Mm, yeah, it's bright, it's airy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have white laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're LaCroix, it could be like you were a hipster, but now you work at a corporate job.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Am I a LaCroix?
I am
Oh,
totally
no.
bubbly. Bubbly makes me think of like LuLaRoe leggings.
Oh, no.
Bubblies are so good.
They're so good, though.
But they
They're so
are
good.
the design and the name for Bubblies. Both of them make me feel like kindergarten. Like I'm like it's
Yeah.
so like
It makes me feel like
childish.
Target.
But they're the best. The
They're so
cherry
good.
bubbly is
They are
my
good.
favorite.
Yeah, Bubbly's great. Yeah,
They're
I do
just
love
the
it. But
best.
it just is really feels like Target to me.
Yeah.
Spindrifts are sparkling water for people who can't do sparkling water because they have juice in them.
Yeah,
like they're just
they're
like
very flavorful.
yeah,
yeah.
They're like, we know that you don't want that. You don't want that whisper from the other room. Like
Yeah.
it's the Betsy Johnson of sparkling waters. It is. It's gonna do like a back
Backflip.
handspring
Yeah.
into the room.
So I had to struggle with a Diet Coke addiction in my 20s, like where I was drinking like 6 to 8 cans of Diet Coke a day.
Dude, they're incredibly, I read an article about Diet Coke. It's incredibly addictive. Like it's more addictive than regular soda.
When I stopped doing it, I got sweats.
Oh my God.
I got
like an
shakes.
addict.
Yeah.
Yes,
the whole thing.
It's bad. Like Diet Coke is actually really.
When I had that withdrawal, that whole week was just a fucking nightmare. But the way I got over it is because one of the things I love the most about the Diet Coke from the can, ice cold, is how much it burns.
You want that burn?
Burns your throat. And LaCroix
It does
the
LaCroix
same thing.
burns like a motherfucker. It sure does.
So yeah, I'm forever grateful to LaCroix for helping me kick my Diet Coke habit.
Yeah.
So
I mean, yeah, because I used to drink just the regular LaCroix, like the ones that are just like the in the blue can. They're just water.
Ew.
yeah.
And they are, if you had that next to a Perrier, you would be like, this feels like acid. And I kind of liked it.
I do
did.
too.
Yeah. It was like
Feels
pop candy.
good.
It was like Pop Rocks.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
It was so
carbonated.
Fizzy, so
Yeah.
carbonated. Yeah.
What has been your like favorite like go-to to get away from? Like, so, 'cause for me, I feel like if I'm trying not to drink, but I want something that feels like a drink, I'm kind of tend to go to like a tomato juice. I love tomato juice.
I have a great recipe for a virgin Bloody Mary, which I have been doing on occasion, but I have actually been making at night. I'll do tonic water, and then they have those like those carbonated grapefruit things in the little bottles that are actually like mixers for booze, but I just do like half tonic water, half that, so it's like super fizzy, and then lime.
Yeah.
And it's to me, it's enough. I need that like ritual of making
putting something together.
Yeah, putting something together and having something on hand to drink all the time.
I do a little bit of cranberry juice and then like a like tangerine LaCroix.
Yummy.
Yeah. That's a
sounds
really
so
good idea.
I'm going to go to the store and buy that.
It makes kind of like a bubbly, like virgin Cosmo
I love
kind
that.
of thing.
That
It's funny because I love tomato juice. Something about it is very satisfying to me. Like, I don't know, like the flavor, the weight to it.
Yeah.
And to me, that would be like if I was out, and it's not a very good looking drink to like, and there's nothing to,
because it's so thick and stuff when you pour it. It is kind of like a weird, it is a weird vibe, but I love, I have been making those. I love a virgin Bloody Mary. I love just like the process of mixing it. I'm like a couple shakes of celery salt, a couple shakes of pepper, some Tabasco, you know.
I feel a fuck, marry, kill coming on though.
All right. Yeah.
Are we gonna fuck, marry, kill different sparkling waters?
Okay.
I'm down. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we definitely have to have LaCroix.
Gotta add LaCroix.
I think that you should have bubbly too.
Bubbly.
Okay. Bubbly. And then we're gonna do Perrier.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
All right.
Yeah, 3 very different vibes.
Okay.
Here.
Well,
Yeah.
now we have to relate them to men or whatever.
To people.
Yeah. To people.
Yeah. And personalities. Like we said, Perrier, classy.
Yeah.
Perrier, plays tennis.
Yeah.
Old money maybe.
Yeah. Perrier is
possibly.
old money.
Yeah.
For
yeah.
sure.
I feel a very New England vibe.
I was thinking Malibu.
Or Malibu. Yeah. I was going to say one coast or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely coastal.
Coastal.
For sure.
Yeah. You're on a boat. If you're drinking Perrier. And LaCroix
has a job.
has a job. LaCroix does have a job. LaCroix has a job. LaCroix's surprisingly spicy. You don't expect it.
Yeah, he's choking a little bit.
Yeah.
You're like, that's it.
Like,
I'm gonna squeeze
just a little
bit.
You're like,
I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Also, the vibe is like that is.
LaCroix's gonna pull your hair. And you did not. Where the fuck did that come from?
You're gonna meet LaCroix in the bar. He's gonna have like a beard and tattoos, but then you're gonna find out that he works a corporate job. Like that is the type of person. Because
I'm gonna marry LaCroix. I already decided. I'm into him.
Because like the LaCroix can is so 90s weird to me. Like
they look like hammer pants.
It's so weird.
It's so weird.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of like energy, but then it's just the most basic. I mean, because it's just like it's in every break room.
Every break room.
Every break room you ever go into, there's LaCroix.
Yeah.
So it's not really exclusive.
Yeah.
But hipsters love you.
Yeah.
So it's definitely maybe like a tech company.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or you work with me.
Yeah.
Because you've definitely described my break rooms.
And Bubbly. Oh man,
Bubbly is a good time.
Bubbly feels like down home Midwestern.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Bubbly is basic but fun. You know what I mean? Like Bubbly definitely.
He's cool dad.
He is, but he does. Cool dad. But he does wear New Balance.
Yes. Yeah. But Bubbly likes comfort. Okay.
Yeah.
Bubbly's not trying to be cool.
No.
Like he's just like
he just happens to be cool.
Yeah.
Dad.
He's just fun.
Yeah.
He's just gonna crack jokes with you.
Yeah.
He's not
he's
afraid.
got dad jokes for sure.
He's got a kiss the cook.
I hate that.
Apron. Yeah,
Yeah.
Definitely. In his New Balances.
Yep.
Yeah. But he's got a stable job.
Yeah.
You know, he's paying
Holding
the
it
bills
down.
in the suburbs.
Yep. That's right.
And actually surprisingly
Good in
tasty.
bed. Yeah. Yes. Good
Surprisingly
surprisingly good in
tasty.
bed, I think, is
Yeah.
as Bubbly would be.
Yeah, a wide variety of flavors, which
Perrier
creative.
is going to be the least good in bed.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, they're going to be bland.
They're doing
They've got
nothing.
2 flavors.
They're bringing nothing to the table because they don't have to.
No,
They don't have to. No, they're old money.
Yeah, I
they
think
don't
we all
have
know
to.
that we're gonna get rid of Perrier. I have
I mean,
to.
Perrier's secure.
I mean, but regardless of the fact that they do only have like 2 flavors, 2 flavors are pretty fucking great. So
They are good. I
for
mean,
one night,
and
drinking it for the rest of your life, not so much.
I will say though, the most reliable. Like I always know, no matter where. First of all, they serve Perrier at like restaurants and stuff. Like you can order.
That's
Perrier.
true. That's true.
And they're always reliable. Like I'm not overwhelmed with flavors. Whereas like with a Bubbly or a LaCroix, I might get a flavor where I'm like, I actually really don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, coconut LaCroix?
Oh,
no,
God.
Horrific.
not interesting.
Ew.
So who
Horrific.
is doing this? It's awful.
You're like, don't try that
Who's
again.
buying it. Like who's like, that's my flavor.
No.
Oh, that's the
Yeah,
worst.
it's like no,
The worst.
So some flavors, like I
Bubbly
appreciate
coconut
they're
water.
creative, but we don't like
Everybody's
that.
so creative.
Everybody's so
Yeah,
creative.
so different. I don't want that. I do respect Perrier that I'm just like, I know what I'm getting. It's very reliable. It makes me feel classy. when I have
Yeah,
Perrier.
I'm gonna fuck Perrier. I am. I'm gonna fuck Perrier. I think it will be a classy, wonderful evening with 1 or 2 flavors that person knows that are gonna be satisfying.
satisfying. It's not going to blow your fucking mind, but
No.
it's going to be, you're going to leave satisfied.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
having had a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas, sometimes with the Bubbly, you get something and you're like, I don't care for this. I don't like that.
I feel that more with LaCroix.
Yes.
I feel
LaCroix
like that more with
is
LaCroix.
more
They're-
hit and miss for me as well.
They're trying a lot.
Yeah. It's
I think I know what I'm going to do.
Okay.
But I'll let you finish, Christina. What do you got?
And then I should marry Bubbly. That is the correct choice.
Answer. Right.
Because LaCroix is giving me a little bit of like
fuckboy
a
energy.
fuckboy energy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
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 Mm-hmm. LaCroix wants everybody to love him real bad.
Yeah.
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 But
He's like, I got
he's
something for
hot.
everybody.
He's got one of those tattoos that's like a forest on the forearm.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so hot. He's so hot. But yeah, you're right. The better choice, the one that's going to stick by you, that's going to be a good father, that's going to be a great provider, is Bubbly.
Yeah.
And there's still enough flavors that
That's
he's
right.
going to keep it interesting.
That's
Maybe
right.
a faux pas here and there, but
Yeah.
marrying Bubbly,
That's so
fucking
responsible
Perrier.
of you. That's so responsible of you.
I am going to marry Perrier.
Oh.
And here's why. I'm happy with 2 flavors. It doesn't take a lot to get me going. I like that stability. I love the luxury lifestyle. I'm into that. I feel like I can work with that.
Yeah.
I have a really creative imagination. And we said it before. If they're that good in bed, like that's your 20s. You don't marry that guy,
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
and that's why I'm going to fuck LaCroix because I probably already have. I'm going to try a few of his 31 flavors.
Yeah. Some of
I'm
it's going to
gonna-
be good. Some of it's, you can
Some of
pass
it's
it.
coconut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of it's anal.
Exactly. You're like,
And I am definitely, you're right. Fuckboy energy all day.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to be friends with Bubbly, I think.
Yeah.
Bubbly's
Yes.
good. nice guy.
Cassie, I'm going to do the same thing.
Yeah,
I'm actually going to do the same thing. I think that, am I certain that the marriage to Perrier is going to be
I don't think he's going to cheat on you.
I don't think so either.
I think he's
doesn't
happy.
seem with those two flavors is like.
But LaCroix is going to fucking cheat on you.
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
But
is the cheater sparkling water.
It is. Yeah, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to fuck LaCroix.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. And I'm going to marry Perrier just because I'm just like, look, man.
Yeah.
I feel like it is reliable. It always makes me feel good about myself. When I drink a Perrier, I feel good about myself. I feel like there's a lot of time by the beach in my future. Which I enjoy. And Bubbly,
be living in like Iowa.
See, Bubbly, Bubbly feels like Santa Clarita. And I'm like, I don't.
You're fucking right.
Want to end up in the. I don't want to end up in the suburbs.
You got a little bit of land.
Yeah.
You got a little bit of land, and you got a barbecue.
I bet he really barbecues real well.
Oh man, we're gonna come visit
home like projects, reno and stuff like that.
It's good. I love this energy for you.
It's gonna be good.
I will tell you, I'm not actually even. He will be a good dad. I'm not looking for somebody who's going to be a good dad because I'm not looking to have any kids.
Me neither.
So this is perfect for me.
So I'm like, I'm good.
Center of attention. Mm-hmm. I said I'm not looking to have any kids. I already have two. Anymore is what I meant.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't need somebody who's going to be a good dad either. I'll come visit you in the subs.
You can be a good daddy to me.
Wow. That was an incredibly spicy FMK. Actually, I will not look at the LaCroix in my fridge the same way now, I think. So
that's why I only order bubbly.
They're all wearing little beanies now.
Yeah.
Will you guys only take 5 and we'll come back with stories?
Yes.
Great.
And we're back. All right, Christina.
All right. I shall start us off. Okay. A little long one, but quite good. We met at a sports bar trivia night, exchanged numbers. She texts a few days later asking if I like country music.
The way Cassie
my spidey senses were triggered. Now, I do like country music, but old country music, classic country music.
Same.
Not the country music that's played on country radio today. I can't stand contemporary country music.
I do feel like you have to be specific. I think contemporary country music is fun, but I like pop music, so I don't have a problem with it. But like country music does run the gamut. You kind of need to be, you can't just be like, it's like saying, do you like pop music? It's like, well,
what kind?
Yeah.
Or rock music.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Rock music.
Yeah.
Do you like rock music? And then you know the metal concert.
Exactly. You're like, oh God.
A lot of different subsections.
She said she had tickets to some country music festival that was 3 hours away that coming weekend.
We just met at a bar trivia night, which means we don't know each other well
also,
enough.
we don't know. Means you don't have friends because the fact that you didn't have like somebody you know makes me wonder. I got a lot of sus.
3 hours driving there,
we haven't had
at a festival, and then driving 3 back.
No, we have not sat down for like a meal together. No.
So she goes, or they go.
I hate contemporary country music. I hate music festivals, mainly because of the crowds. And now we're going to combine those two things.
No, you can say no.
Just say no.
When it was in the middle of a 100+ degree heat wave.
What is no?
I would say no. And
Say no.
I'm fine with contemporary country music and I'm fine with music festivals. And I would say no in this situation.
She said she already had the tickets, so it wouldn't cost us anything. And she would drive if I bought parking.
I mean, I do love a bargain.
Yeah, true. True.
She showed up at my front door to pick me up about noon. She was wearing heels and some skin-tight fitting tube dress like she was going to a dance nightclub, not an outdoor music festival in the desert.
Also, we're changing when we get there, babes.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing heels in the desert outside.
Yeah.
Secondly, I'm not driving for 3 hours in heels and a tube dress.
And a tube.
I am changing when we get there. What are you doing?
We got in her busted up SUV and headed down the freeway. This is our first date, and we're driving 3 hours down, do the festival, and 3 hours back home. That's a gamble. Leaving town at noon, it was already 85 degrees. I turned on her AC, and she tells me it doesn't work.
Oh,
we can only roll down the windows.
Time out. You have to disclose that information before I agree to this. I'm not.
Why did you
doing
say
that.
yes? Why are you here? Why is this even a story?
Why is this happening?
How is this happening?
She must have been really pretty.
Oh my God.
You ever drive down the freeway 70 plus miles per hour with all the windows down? It's like skydiving without the falling bit.
Oh,
As I note, we left town around noon. It's already 85, 3 hours to go, and the temperature's creeping up the entire time.
No.
90, 95, 100, like driving into a giant hairdryer.
Oh God.
We get down to where the festival was and find parking. It's 105 degrees.
Why? Why are music festivals always in the hottest places on earth?
The
like,
desert.
Always like temperature,
And water's
the sun.
$8.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We realized where we parked is a good half mile at least from the entrance. She asked me to carry these 2 chairs. They weren't lightweight lawn camping chairs. These were heavy ass folding patio chairs with wrought iron frame.
Oh my God.
What the fuck is happening?
And she's in heels and about to walk half a mile in the
Fuck
desert. This sounds truly terrible. Like, no.
It's
And I love adventure. I do, but
Torture.
Only to
The
get
thin
there to
line.
find out it's Georgia Alabama line or whatever.
Something. We're walking along this path toward the entrance gate. She's slow and everybody's passing us. I ask if she's doing all right. She claims she was fine, but the heat was clearly getting to her.
oh my God, she's going to pass out.
And she said her heels were killing her.
Yeah, bitch.
I
Why'd you wear
bet.
heels?
She tried to take them off, but the pavement was scorching hot. She figured she'd buy a pair of sandals at a booth once we got in. Fair enough. These fucking chairs were not at all convenient to carry. It's 105 degrees at 3 p.m. and it's only getting hotter. We get into the festival. Immediately there's a row of 24 porta potties baking in the sun without shade. She says she needs to run into one real quick. That's fine. I wait with our patio chairs. 1 minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
No.
What the fuck
Are you
happened
dead?
with this girl? Finally, she comes out looking like a drowned rat.
Yeah.
Poor girl. I know it was a complete sauna in there.
yeah.
Quite frankly, I was miserable and had zero desire to be there. I asked her if she was okay because she's not looking okay. However, she's adamant that she was fine.
Okay.
We're going past the booth after booth towards the main stage area that's still way off in the distance.
No, what is happening?
Look, I'm too tired for this. I can't.
We stopped momentarily, and some guy working a booth that was actually an AC Delco racing battery themed RV says,
Pardon?
"Hey, you guys want to come in? It's 60 degrees air conditioning in here." Absolutely.
Do I ever?
We go into the RV, and it was that cold AC sensation you feel after being in sweltering heat for far too long. But this girl was looking like a ghost. She did not appear
Oh,
well.
no. She's-
Going from 105 to 60.
No,
and
that's not good either.
No. I told her to wait in here so that I could go find us some waters. I head back out into the blinding bright heat. I found a booth that had cheap flip-flop thongs for her feet.
There you go.
I found some icy frozen cloth necklaces to put around our neck.
Perfect.
And I found a booth selling bottles of water for $8
There
each.
you go. That's
Yeah,
right.
there it is.
$8 each. Yeah, that's the
Fuck.
truth. I mean, yeah, like this feels like she's, I mean, how old do we think she is? Like 21? Because I'm just like, comfort is key.
Yeah.
If you're going to a music festival,
Gotta
like
have
you look
water.
cute, but
If you
flats,
know it's over 100
water.
degrees, yeah.
Heels? No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, I go back to the air-conditioned RV. She's sitting on the floor off to the side, and a couple old Vietnam-era medics are tending to her.
Amazing.
They're adamant she's having heat stroke or on the verge of it. Yeah, probably. I said to her, why don't we just head home and try this another time? Nope. She's having none of that.
Well, she paid for the
She
tickets.
had the tickets for
Yeah.
here. We came all the way down. She wanted to do the festival. So after about 45 minutes, she thought she was ready. The old Vietnam vets told her it was a bad idea. I told her it was a bad idea.
Oh, no.
But she wanted to continue. Back out into the heat we go. We make our way towards the main stage. The closer we got, the thicker the crowds and clouds of dust. Just outside the main stage area, there was a patch of grass that was packed with people, but just a tiny sliver we could set our 2 patio chairs. It was slightly shaded and not entirely awful. After 10 minutes, she wanted to look around but not lose our spots. I told her go alone, look at whatever booth she wanted. I could stay and save our spots. Half hour later, she found a booth with shorts, t-shirts, and was able to get rid of the tube dress. Now she wanted us to walk on. Grabbing the heavy cast iron patio chairs, we head to a second stage. There wasn't going to be an act at the second stage for quite some time. It's now 5 p.m., well over 110 degrees. Fuck. She sees the schedule taped to the wall. The act she wants to see plays at 9 p.m.
Okay, here's the other thing. Get a hotel room.
Yeah.
Like, I am not going to a music festival. I really thought, I was like, maybe it's like a during the day thing when they said they're going to drive up and come back. But they left at noon. So they didn't get there till 3 p.m.
That's late.
So that it's too late. Like, no, get a hotel room. We are not trying to drive back
at like 1 in the morning
at a music festival.
No.
Like, this sounds like some early 20s behavior. I swear to God. No.
Are you fucking kidding me? No way I'm dying in this heat for several more hours just to start a music act, a contemporary country music act. This is hell.
You there? I'm with you, Cass. Like, you should not have gone.
Why did you say yes?
You weren't going to have a good time anyway.
Why did you say yes to this?
I don't know.
Well, what do you want to do until then? She asked me.
Go home.
Can I go take a nap in the RV?
I said, I want to go home. I'm uncomfortably hot. You were just on the verge of heat stroke. This isn't fun.
No.
Okay, she says, moping. We start walking back towards the entrance gate. It's still another half mile, then back to the area we parked. Get in her SUV that's been baking in the 115-degree heat for hours.
God.
No AC. 3-hour drive back home. I don't think we said more than 2 sentences the whole way back.
That is a really bad first date. But you had to know that it was going to be. Like, you cannot, that's not a good first date move.
Yeah, listen, if you literally don't like hiking and someone wants to do hiking as a first date, what the fuck do you think is going to happen? You're not going to enjoy yourself. Don't pretend to like things. It's just going to backfire in the end.
And also, being stuck in a car with someone for 3 hours in general is like, you got to like that person.
Oh, amen.
Like, you got to have stuff that you know that you can talk about. Like, it's because small talk is one of my biggest fears anyway. Like, I don't want to be stuck in a car for 3 hours with someone that I'm having to make small talk with. I don't want to be stuck in
an elevator for 3 minutes.
Exactly. Yeah. Push that close elevator button.
Exactly.
Close.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, hey. Oh, sorry. I pushed the wrong button. That's never happened to me. So that scenario was completely and entirely made up.
You saw it on TV once.
Yeah, I saw that on TV. All right. So my story. We were going to meet up at a restaurant on an old school blind date type of thing. We were set up by mutual friends, so I already trusted the situation.
Bitch, you shouldn't.
Yeah.
He texts and says he wants to get drinks before at a bar across the street. I'm not really a drinker, but I was like, sure. I meet up with him at the bar and he's cute. Not really my quote type, but let's give it a try. At the bar, he starts off really nice and chill. Then he starts making all these comments that at first I was like, well, I clearly didn't hear that correctly. Stuff like, you're cute, but not the cutest girl I've ever been out with.
Why? What in the pickup artist shit is that? Like, it's fucking negging. Like, you're cute, but I've seen cuter. Oh my God.
Why? Why bring it up at all?
I would leave.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, we're done here.
I'm like, okay, either he can't hold his alcohol or he's just awkward or something. At the restaurant, he's super rude to the staff. Complains, I know. Already we're all like,
now I left.
Yeah, now we're already gone. All of us are like, oh, I'm sorry. That's where this story ended. Goodbye. He's really rude to the staff and complains about everything in a really obnoxious, sarcastic way. Oh, good. You're finally at the table. It only took 20 minutes.
But good. Oh. No, that's so triggering.
I almost put a trigger warning aboard this date. I was like, you guys are going to fucking hate this. This isn't even like a haha funny. This is going to be like a, you're pissed. He tells them my entree was way overpriced and makes this surprise expression when I order. I tried desperately to say sorry to the staff with my eyes. He makes a whispering comment to me about our server's chest. To me on our date.
Oh my God. No.
is this guy is this punked? Like,
honestly,
for real?
like this, seriously, I'd be like, am I fucking punked? Where the fuck is Ashton Kutcher? Bring him out right now.
I know.
The conversation turns to an interrogation. How long were you with your last boyfriend? How did you break up?
Oh my God.
Have you ever cheated?
Oh.
Do you see a lot of guys? All the while, he's still saying things like, yeah, you are really pretty, but I've dated lots of pretty girls.
Oh my God.
Dinner is over and I want to go. We are standing outside and he leans in to kiss. I know. So I turn into an awkward hug and he says, wow, really? Really loud. So people are staring. The best part, I'm walking to my car and he texts me that he's going to a strip club because I teased him all night. He invites me to come with him. I decline.
Your friends don't like you.
No.
Okay?
Wow.
I'm going to go on the record and say your friends do not fucking like you.
Can you imagine?
No.
Like, if I came in and I told you that date and I'd be like, oh yeah, and so and so in our friend group set me up with them, you would be like,
I'm calling them. I'm putting them on speaker in the middle of the table. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck was
do you
that?
not like
Do you not like Christina?
The thing is, too, is that this is, again, we got to stop setting people up. Just because we know single people doesn't mean they should all be together.
I do feel like people in relationships are just like, I know this single person and this single person.
You don't really know them.
And even if you do know them, it's just like, just because two people are single in the same vicinity does not mean that they're compatible.
right.
It's like, you don't have to force people together.
I mean, we're talking about everybody except for us. So if we ever have any...
If we do.
I mean, we...
But we're experts.
We're better. We're better. We've had a podcast for 5 years.
That makes us professionals. Yeah.
Oh,
no. Okay. This one starts out. We went to get breakfast. I met him online and turned out he knew a couple of my friends in person, so I figured I'd give him a chance.
Wow.
As I was walking up to him standing outside of Croix, I noticed that he wasn't the best dressed or the best looking guy on the planet, but I'm not shallow.
The moral of this story is like, what? Get better friends?
Get better friends.
Yes.
Get better friends. At least their friends didn't hook them up. They met online and just happened to have like friends in common. So, okay.
But it does put your guard down, right? Like,
of
oh,
course.
you know people I know.
Yes.
Or I was set up by people we know
I think
in common.
Tinder even does that, where it like tell you like you have mutual friends on Facebook. Like if it,
that's cool.
because it's like, okay, you can kind of look and be like, are they only friends with shitty people on Facebook or are they friends with people I like?
And are they actual friends or just
they met
Facebook?
somewhere?
Yeah, exactly.
They met at a bar and met Keegan.
Exactly. And I put your Facebook in. Gave them my phone. The number of times I've done that.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Here, put your phone number in. I went in expecting a chill conversation over some good food. He started off by ordering a raspberry crepe, to which I jokingly responded, oh, I don't like raspberries. He looked back at me laughing and said, what? I love them. I eat them all the time. So while we're waiting for the food to arrive, he says to me, wow, you're even more intimidatingly hot in person, with this really creepy expression. I just laughed it off and said, thanks. When the breakfast arrived, I guess he'd forgotten that he was allergic to raspberries.
What?
The raspberries that he snacks on so often, and started burping and passing gas really loudly.
Oh my God.
The table.
What?
Ripping
How
ass.
do you forget?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. And also, I didn't know that was a common allergic reaction.
Oh.
What?
Just farting really loud.
And just gas buildup?
Buildup?
Yeah, I mean, that's a kind of like, I always associate that with like dairy or whatever,
Yeah,
like that
that's
bloating
true.
and stuff like that. So maybe it's something that like your stomach doesn't react to and then builds up gas and then you're just, wow.
Listen, I would be like, all right, can we get the bill? I think you should go home and take care of that. I'm done. I'd be so uncomfortable.
You wouldn't even bring it up. I would never bring it up. My ass would be like, trying to keep my face from telling everything.
But he's ripping ass in a Denny's, basically.
Okay, so here's where I am. I'm in the bathroom texting one of you fuckers. Like, oh my God, what the fuck am I gonna do?
I'm on a date with a Rudy Tooty fresh and fruity.
It smells like raspberries. Oh, disgusting.
That's honestly the best case scenario. If it at least smelled like raspberries.
We immediately became the center of attention.
Oh, I'm sure.
Loud enough for everybody in the restaurant.
Oh,
do you know? If I was in the next booth over, can you fucking imagine? I would be appalled.
I go home.
Appalled.
We're leaving. Check, please.
Yes.
Your face. I can just see your face as someone next to you was just ripping ass in a booth at a restaurant. You'd be like,
oh my God.
oh my
Reminds me of when we were in New Orleans and that lady took her shoes off in the really fucking nice
restaurant and put her fucking bare ass feet on another chair.
Well, she like put them underneath her on her chair, and then I was like, "What the fuck is she doing?"
We're in public.
Yeah, at like a 4-star restaurant.
Yeah,
there's a code of conduct. Oh no. She says, even then, I didn't judge.
Oh,
I did. I am judging. I told him I understand and he can take his time in the bathroom and take some medication. He's got medication on him. Anyway, while he was gone, I tried to eat my breakfast as quick as I could. Shoveling that shit in.
I just had this moment of remembering.
How could you eat around that?
I couldn't eat around a cloud of fart.
I just have a Linus sensation.
No, yeah.
It's like poop particles.
Yeah.
No, the first time Eric came over, he said he knew I was the one that he wanted to be with because he opened the medicine cabinet and saw how much gas medicine I have.
It's like, gas X?
Yes, just like Beano and all kinds of shit. And he was like, that's the one for me.
Oh my God.
That's my wife.
Oh my God.
It's my wife.
It reminds me of the TikTok where he's like, is that your man? You would call that?
Yeah.
I'm sticking by him.
He's mine.
Look at
He's
him. Look at the
mine.
screen.
That's yours.
That's yours?
That's mine.
Yeah, so what he felt when he looked into the medicine cabinet, saw
That's
like my variations of different probiotics and gut health shit.
I mean, it is important to take care of your gut health.
Yeah.
It is. While he was gone, I tried to eat my breakfast as quick as I could. But when he came back, we got back to talking. How I would have cut this date out. While he was in the bathroom, I would have been like, can I get a to-go and the check, please? Yeah.
Just wrap it up.
Finally, however, when it was time to leave, I was relieved and couldn't wait to go home and take my mind off of my terrible dating life. But as soon as he got up to put his coat on, he had the biggest fucking boner sticking out of his pants. Why? How? What turned you on?
Sir, this is an IHOP.
This is Denny's, please.
No.
And I guess he didn't notice.
You put it there. That doesn't just get up there all by itself. That's not no. Oh God. That's creepy. That's like fucking predatory behavior shit right there. That's
she says, I guess he didn't notice that when he asked me for a hug goodbye.
Yes, he did.
Yes, of course he did. Of course he did. I wanted to jump out the window head first.
Into your pants, sir.
My God. Also, just why are you hard? What about this date? I don't understand. Like, how did this happen?
Do you have your shirt tucked in? Your shirt is tucked in behind your penis head. What the fuck?
A dickhead.
I fucking fuck
just
you.
Peekaboo off the top of the
my God.
top of the pants.
Peekaboo is now the name of this fucking episode.
I am so mad right now.
So gross.
The number of times.
Also, I could be like, I could not be less turned on. Like,
No.
you just farted
had
through our day.
Breakfast that you farted through. No one is interested in seeing your pork sword, sir.
No.
Like absolutely not.
I hate this. Is the worst fucking story I've ever heard. I am so disturbed. Oh my God. I fucking hate it.
We just need to take 5 and we'll come back with the Tainted Love.
Yeah.
Woof. And we're back.
I have a new one that I had not heard of before. I'm hopeful that you guys haven't either. Okay. It's not very long, but unexpected.
Interesting.
So,
Okay.
Here we go.
Unexpected, like that last date that Keegan just told us.
I know.
So sorry, Cassie's so mad.
Peekaboo. Cheryl and John Trover were a married couple. They're like in their 30s, living in an isolated coal town of Gillette, Wyoming.
Okay.
Oh my God, my sister lived there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that where the razors come from, or is Gillette from somebody's last name?
I think
It's from somebody's last name. Yeah. John worked as an accountant for the mines. Cheryl was a popular math teacher for high school, and they'd been happily married for 14 years.
Did you say popular math teacher?
Yeah.
Already, this is a false story.
Yeah, exactly.
Fake news.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we all know the English teachers are the ones who are popular.
Yeah,
Come on.
Exactly. But they had John's oldest daughter from his previous marriage, and then they had 2 kids together, aged 10 and 13. Friends were amazed at their relationship, noting that John would still like flirt and like rub Cheryl's back in public. They were very affectionate with each other.
I feel like the bar's so low.
Yeah.
Don't you? Like, where it's
Yeah.
just like, whenever they're like, wow, they've been married for 14 years and he still touches her back occasionally. And you're like, okay. Like,
They were everyone was like, yeah, they used to go out and have fun. So they would do a lot of things like weekly, like either Friday or Saturday night, go out to, bars and stuff like that with their friends. And everyone's like, they were great together. Cheryl was lean and muscular with long dark hair and lifted weights frequently at a gym. She would also play racquetball with her husband. So, I mean, she was keeping it tight, And
that's why she was a popular math teacher.
Yeah. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's younger, like in her in her 30s.
What did she teach? She taught like middle school or high school?
High school.
That's why she. That's why she was a popular math teacher.
There we
Stop
go.
it right now.
There we go. And John was described as like a kind, family loving man. He was really down to earth, super kind.
Yeah.
They even lived across the street from another couple, John and Susan Riley. John was the principal at the school, and they would attend like Christmas parties together, and they had keys to each other's home.
Of course they did.
Yeah. They had
Bang,
keys.
bang, bangity, bang, 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 bang.
So on December 4th, 1998, Cheryl and John went out to a sports bar with friends for a fun Friday night. Things had been weird, though, for a couple of months, as John had started receiving threatening calls at his work. So the mines were going to be doing a lot of layoffs. And so someone started calling him like a few months prior, like, you're going to be sorry. Like, someone's going to have to pay for these layoffs. And he's like, I'm the fucking accountant. This is so weird. Like, I have nothing to do with this.
Also, I thought you were talking about the principal for a second. And I was like, what the fuck's he got to do
Oh,
with
yeah,
it?
because they're both named
John.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Wait a second. What
John,
is the principal?
John Trover, I'm going to call John. The principal, I'm going to call Riley if he comes up again.
Okay.
So that way you can keep him. So, yeah, John's getting these calls. He's like, he's still like an accountant. He's not HR. He's not handling layoffs.
He doesn't
or
own
whatever.
this place.
Yeah, exactly. He's not
the CEO
Mr. Mine.
of Mines.
Yes, Mr. Mine.
Mr. Mine. So he's like, this is just really strange. But then Cheryl's also is like, there's this guy that's wandering around our neighborhood, and he's wearing coveralls and wire-rimmed glasses and cowboy boots. And he's just like, I've never seen him in our neighborhood before, and he's been hanging around our house. And in fact, like, other neighbors start calling the cops saying like, there's weird people in our neighborhood. Like, Cheryl has told us that she's seen this person, and now we're seeing somebody that we don't think belongs in the neighborhood. And there's, a little bit of like that person had dark skin kind of thing.
Oh, there you go.
So-
There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, people are a little bit on alert, but they're like, we're still going to go out for a Friday night. So the next morning around 5:30 a.m., a passing motorist noticed a truck on fire in a field in the southern outskirts of town. They quickly extinguished the blaze with a fire extinguisher, which I'm like, who's a fire extinguisher in the back of their car?
People that live in the country.
Thinking ahead. Yeah.
I guess so.
Makes me feel like I should have one. I'm like, in case of emergency.
Yeah.
I feel like my mom would have one. That's the kind of preparedness my mom carries with her.
Like in a person fire extinguisher. Yeah, I got that. And as police arrived on the scene, Cheryl emerged from like a drainage culvert naked.
What? Wait.
That was a hell of a Friday.
She's like screaming. She's covered in dirt. She's obviously injured. She told police an intruder had entered the house after they had come home the night before, had killed John and tied up their children, then abducted and sexually assaulted her.
Okay.
This quote unquote dark skinned intruder was the same man she had seen previously around their house and he had tortured her by burning her back with a cigar. Police immediately leap into action to try to find this intruder. Nothing like this had ever happened in this small town. There's only like 17,000 people that live there. Mm-hmm. Everyone knows everyone, and everyone works for the mines.
Yeah, the fact that I knew somebody that lived there.
Exactly.
It's wild.
It's so like, they're like, okay, this is not happening, not in our town. So they're on the case immediately. They go to the house, and there they do find the children tied up. The children are tied up in one bed with their hands tied to the headboard and then like duct tape around their ankles. And they found John dead in the basement. He had been shot in the back, but that wound was superficial. He had died from stab wounds from his own 6-inch hunting knife. Cheryl, meanwhile, is in the hospital where a sexual assault test proved inconclusive, and doctors were confused by her other superficial injuries as they appeared to them to be self-inflicted.
A cigar burn on her back?
Yeah, exactly. So she gets released and then goes to a friend's ranch west of town, which is also like, wouldn't you go to be with your children?
Yeah.
Right?
They've just gone through like an incredibly traumatic ordeal.
Anyways, meanwhile, small town gossip is immediately calls 911 and spills some tea. They think they've heard, word on the street is Cheryl may be having an affair with the principal, John Riley.
I saw that coming, yeah.
Since John had divorced Susan like years previously, John still stayed close with the family. They still had each other's house keys, and John would often spend Christmas dinners with the Trovers. So they searched the Trover house and found how-to books on murder in the home.
I'm sorry. What?
And they talked to the kids.
Yeah. Wait. How-to books on murder. Just like Murder for Dummies?
Murder for Dummies. Yeah, exactly. It was like the yellow cover. And everything.
There's like a knife on it. Like I don't... Okay.
Yeah.
Are these self-published books? Like, where did they get these books? I don't think that you can just go to Barnes & Noble. There's not a section for that. It's not like Home Improvement.
Yeah, you would hope so. But yeah. The other
in
thing,
the home improvement section.
The other thing that immediately becomes like, okay, something's really fucked up here is they untie the kids and they ask where their mom is. And they're like, can you describe like who did this? And they're like, Mom.
No.
Come on, dum-dum.
Try a little harder, Cheryl.
Come on, dum-dum.
What
they were
were
like,
you fucking thinking?
Mom was in a ski mask and we thought she was playing a game.
Oh, no.
How old are these kids? Are
10 and 13.
They are
So did Cheryl think that?
She thinks they're stupid. She thinks her kids are stupid. She was like, these dum-dums will never know.
They won't know it's me.
With just a ski mask on. But they were like, yeah, it was Mom. We thought she was playing a game.
A game? Also, wait, maybe they are dum-dums.
And they
10
left
13? You could
and left them there all night. So
Wow.
Police decide, okay, this is a lot.
I need a minute.
So, okay, they decide to just go across the street to Riley's house. And that's where they found the gun that was used in John's attack.
Oh.
Now, when they spoke to Riley, he's like, I just got in from out of town. I was at an out of town conference thing for principal people.
A principal conference
for principals.
And I have been having an affair with Cheryl.
I'll just come right out with that.
4 years. I'm completely in love with her.
4 years. Wow.
And he's like, yeah, Cheryl, I've been trying to get her to get a divorce, but she's terrified of getting divorced because she's terrified that she'll lose custody of her children. So I'm like, the children
kids that she just
tied up.
Right, and left all night?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So he had told Cheryl he would be out of town this particular weekend months earlier and had no idea about anything that was going on. Police, it was not difficult for them to put the pieces together after that. To do the timeline of it, Friday night they go out, right? Saturday morning at 5:30 a.m. is when she's found. And it's later on that afternoon that they are at the Trover house and everything like that. And then that's Sunday when they go over to the Riley house. So right before they're like, okay, that's great. Can you come down to the station and we'll make it official and you sign it? He's like, cool. May I have a phone call first? They let him call Cheryl.
And they recorded that conversation.
He's like, what the hell did you do? Like, what's going on? The police are here. They want to know about this gun. Like, that sort of thing. She's like, and hangs up.
It's always amazing to me when people are like, I'm so scared of divorce and I'm so scared of losing my kids in a divorce, but they're not scared to shoot somebody
murder
and stab them
or go to prison.
And like, concoct this really elaborate scheme. Like, wouldn't that be way more terrifying?
I would think so. Yeah. So police actually believed Cheryl had been planning this murder for about 6 months when she learned her lover would be out of town, giving her access to this gun. So she starts making the threatening phone calls, planting the intruder seed into the minds of her neighbors. Cheryl was then able to use her key to get into Riley's house and steal his gun. After they returned home and John was getting undressed and ready for bed, she put on a ski mask and tied up their children, then returned to shoot him in the back while he turned away from her in his underwear. However, she loaded the wrong bullets into it, putting 22s in and causing a misfire that only wounded him. So then they had to have an epic fight through the house where she finally found the knife to stab him repeatedly to kill him.
God, that's awful.
Wow.
She then drove off in the truck where she lit the fire and hid in the woods, burning herself to help prove her story. So police wanted Riley to come in and sign the statement, and he made that phone call. So after calmly hanging up the phone at her friend's house, she asked her friend, she's like, I just really need a half an hour to myself, if that's okay. And her friend's like, yeah, absolutely.
You've just been through this traumatic thing, of course.
Exactly. Yeah. She's like, I'm really, she goes upstairs, goes to the master bedroom, is able to find a rifle there, locks herself in the bathroom, and kills herself. And so, yeah, I tried to find...
These poor kids.
Exactly.
Poor fucking
it's
kids.
the children, because the children lost their father, and then now, I tried to find information about, how the kids are today, like if the rest of their family stepped up, but the town is so stunned by this because it's definitely not the image that they portray. Like everyone was like, this was a young, popular couple that was in love, and then this whole thing happened, and so this small town is still shaken by this case to this day. But it all happened within a weekend. It was Sunday afternoon. But the other John
dead had
nothing to do with it. But he did end up putting in his resignation that following Tuesday, admitting to the affair and how inappropriate it was, and resigned from his position. But that is the terrifying story of like nobody saw it coming, and it's kind of what we've been talking about too these days, where it's like we make fun of your friends setting somebody up with them. It's like you never really know what's going on with somebody at all. And like he had no idea about his wife's affair or any of that.
Well, there's something really wrong with her that like people like this just in general, because I'm just like, you were so scared of this one thing, but in the end, like just when, you shot yourself, like it doesn't really make sense. Like when you look at it, like it makes no sense at all. Like you lost everything.
Yeah.
You're willing to take a path where you would lose everything instead of just like choosing
just to get a divorce. Yeah, exactly.
It's wild.
It's so scary to me. Like, I don't know, the lengths people will go to avoid pain are sometimes so nonsensical
and more painful.
And way more painful.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I feel so bad for those kids, man. It's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah. I happened to catch that case on a particularly awful series called Red Rum that is on Discovery Plus.
Oh, Lord.
It's one of those like investigate. Oh my God. The reenactments in this one are the worst you've ever seen. The absolute worst. But I was like, the story
reenactments are almost never good. I'm like, why are we still doing that? We got to stop.
Yeah.
Well, we got to stop. Ooh,
Well, what are you guys watching this week?
Chris and I watched Murder Mystery 2 last night.
Oh, the Adam
Sandler. And yeah.
I like them together. They're fun.
I do too. In fact, funny enough, the other day, before I had you guys over to do the clothing swap, I'd clean the whole house and I was like, I just kind of want to put something like light and mindless on. So I put on, Just Go With It. I forgot how fucking funny and cute that movie is.
Yeah. I don't know that I've ever seen it, but
it's good.
I like them together. They're cute. Yeah. I started season 2 of Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
Shit is getting weird, man.
Yeah.
I watched the first 2 episodes because
I only saw the first one.
Shit, it's going off the rails.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
the way the first episode ended, you're like,
Yeah. You know it's going to go off the rails.
oh no. So yeah, but I love it. You know, I love that shit. I also watched a documentary on BBC, and I don't know why I didn't know this, but it's not surprising. It's like called like Ron Jeremy, The Rise and Fall of a Porn Star or something like that, about his sexual assault and rape allegations.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that was happening. It happened like right at the beginning of the pandemic, and I
got kind of muddled over.
Yeah, I just, my brain was not taking that in at the time.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
but
I guess I'm not really aware of that stuff. I kind of remember hearing like some.
It's bad.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, shit.
It's not good. But yeah, I mean, that was a real bummer. It's a 2-part documentary series. So, but yeah, he's trash. I mean, it's a really good conversation though about like the way that we treat sex workers and how like people are just like, so many of them were like, well, what was I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't going to go forward with rape allegations because I was a porn star and like nobody was going to fucking believe me anyway. And yeah.
Oh man, I just had it. So I watched this documentary on Peacock and I'm trying to remember the name of it, but it was about Rodney Bingenheimer.
That sounds familiar.
Who's that?
It's called Mayor of Sunset Strip is the name of the documentary. He was a DJ for K-Rock here in LA for like forever. He came here as like a homeless teen.
What?
And was able to just become like best friends with Sonny and Cher.
Wow.
And like with Keith Richards and
Brilliant.
the Beatles.
I want to
and
read
like,
his memoir.
and everything. But he still lives like, it's a very interesting but weird documentary because he seems like a very sad private person,
Like almost recluse now.
Yeah, he lives in like what looks to be a rent-controlled 1-bedroom apartment in West Hollywood, California, like very much like, and it's just covered wall to ceiling with like memorabilia and everything like that.
He's like, I'm going to make this bitch a Chili's.
Yeah,
pretty much.
TGI Fridays up in here.
But it's astounding that somebody that shaped so much of what became popular
culture,
in music isn't rich and famous. Like he was just a DJ or whatever, but he's so instrumental at launching a lot of these bands. He launched No Doubt. He launched Coldplay. He was
Just
the first person to play Coldplay over here. He was like just shaped so much of our music stuff. And so
It's weird how that shakes out sometimes.
Fame adjacent.
Pretty much, yeah. But very, very interesting documentary and very well done. So Mayor of Sunset Strip on Peacock, I would definitely recommend.
Cool.
Awesome.
Oh, well, if you guys have something that we should watch, if you have a terrible date story about raspberry grapes,
Oh God,
Lord.
and peekaboo boners, go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com, and we love you so much. Cheers.
This is a Glass Box Media Podcast.